I just need to say that at times I am stupid and brain dead. So there may be a few times during this podcast prologue where I may say something that might be inaccurate about the kind of show I'm running here. But that's fine. Forgive me, I am stupid. I apologize. Enjoy the Kinokast prologue. Hello and welcome to the prologue to the Kinokast, where today I actually think I know what I'm going to talk about. Recently, I've noticed that no matter how hard you try to stay on a schedule or a routine or such, there's always going to be small things that screw you over, right? Like, for example, when you have friends who are always, wanting to be around you, which is great and amazing, and I'm glad that I have friends like that. It makes it really hard when hanging out with them is like a day trip, and then you're unable to do all the things that you intended to do that day. Like, the perfect example is that I always record the Kinokast at night, so if I have friends who are staying over, or if I'm staying out really late, or if I'm going out and staying away for a few days, I, one, don't have my microphone or laptop with me, and two, I don't have time or the right places to be recording. So in cases such as that, I have to grind and make sure that I get stuff out that is at least somewhat on time. Like, for example, today will be the first day where I get to record 2 podcast prologues in one day. Because yesterday I had my friend Takumi Goto, otherwise known as Takumi Aldini, over. And he stayed over the night, and it was a good time, and we made fried chicken, and it was great. We hung out all day, and we even hung out for most of today, being outside a lot. But that did mean that I did not exactly get the chance to do what I had to do. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think I edited and uploaded a Kinokast prologue yesterday, so without even realizing it, because I guess it must have just slipped my mind, I probably missed a day, which isn't great. I mean, right now it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be extremely daily, and actually, no. Now that I'm looking at it, it does indeed look like I uploaded the Kinokast Prologue Part 4 just 20 hours ago. So I guess I still am perfectly on time. I guess Takumi came by pretty... Oh, right, no. Takumi came by pretty late last night because he was just getting back from New York because he was on another date. And that's cool. Okay, so it does seem like I am pretty much ready and willing to get this shit done, which is good and great. Only question being, right, I don't know. If I have to record 2 today, I don't exactly know what I'm going to talk about. And I was even considering pretending like nothing had happened at all. But, that's boring. And, man, I guess I'll still say, at the end of the podcast, I'll still say goodnight and everything. Because I am still going to be uploading it at night. So for you guys, it will be nighttime. For all of you who may be listening. So that bears the question, what is there to do, right? Because if I'm always going to be being brought off of my schedule and off of my this and that, then I guess I'll have to make preparations so I'm ready ahead of time, right? Should I record like 2 a day? Would that be a good idea? Or at least try, like, on the days that I can record 2 a day and get 2 done in a day. That way, if I so happen to be in a situation where I'm just not able to record and edit and upload, then I have a backup. That's a possibility. Although sadly, I do know myself pretty well. And I know that if I do that, then I am very likely to end up just using up one of the backups on a day where I'm just feeling lazy. Because goddamn does my willpower just suck. I guess that's just something I'll have to work through, because in the end, that would be a very good system, and I'm happy that I thought about it. Like, a perfect example, this upcoming 4th of July weekend, I'm going to be going away. I'm probably going to be leaving on the 3rd and staying with my older brother. Or I'll just take all the buses and go on down to Lansdale and stay over my pop-pops for the night. That's probably what I'll end up doing if I can actually figure out the bus system, which I should very easily be able to do. It would take like no research at all, just making sure I understand everything. So I don't know why I haven't already done that, but that's fine. Actually, this weekend, for the 4th of July weekend, it isn't only just for the 4th of July. We're also celebrating my brother's upcoming birthday, or his birthday that already happened. Don't judge me, alright? I have 5 siblings and like 7 cousins, so you can't judge me for not being able to keep track of every single birthday, alright? Get off my fucking back. So we're celebrating my brother's birthday and a couple of the cousins whose birthday falls generally around this time of year because they figured it would be much easier to celebrate, all that at once since we're all going to be in the same location anyway. And that does bring into question, what am I going to give to my brother for his birthday? Because full disclosure, and here's to hoping that my brother never hears this, which he shouldn't because he doesn't have the attention span to sit through a podcast style show. And also, no one should sit through this because it's garbage. And really, it's just meant for me to be able to get good at talking. Am I gonna add on music to this one? Am I gonna add a commercial break for zero reason, just for fun? I might add another commercial break because the first time was fun. Maybe what I'll do this time, instead of having music all the way throughout the entire thing, or not at all, I'll have music at the beginning, at the end, and for the commercial break, which should work. I think that might sound nice. I have to hope I remember to do this tonight, because tonight I'll be editing and uploading the 5th part to the Kinokast Prologue. And I know that some of you may be wondering, Kino, how many prologues are there going to be before you actually do the real podcast? And that's a good question that I don't have an answer to, because it's complicated. First off, I need to make sure I actually have, a good amount of people who I can do a podcast with and upload for and all that fun stuff. I have to make sure, preferably I'd want people to be here with me so we don't have to deal with any weird audio bullshit. But that's going to be virtually impossible to always do. Like, for instance, if I'm going to be interviewing, or not even interviewing, just having a good, hearty old conversation with my friend Garskar, then I'm going to have to, figure out how we're going to record this. Basically, what I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure I'll need headphones, so I'll have to invest in some headphones. And we both record on our ends, and then he'll just send me his audio, I can edit it, and hopefully it'll be around the same quality. If not, whatever, it's not a big deal. I'll figure it out. Fuck, I guess I'll have to figure out if that actually does work. Can I just overlay them? Would they add up just fine, or am I going to have to do some fuckery? Oh dear Lord, I hope I don't have to do any fuckery, because that's going to be a whole thing. And that'll take a while to edit, which should be fine, because editing can be fun, and it can be a nice little project to get done. But, we'll get there when we get there. I'm thinking, if today the 5th one is going to be coming out, then maybe the 10th. Maybe we'll do 10 prologues. 10 prologues seems nice enough. It seems like a good amount of time for me to, not fine-tune, obviously, because it's going to take a lot more than 15-minute prologues for me to actually be on a level that's highly competent. But at least after 10, I'll be at a point where I can talk and be fine without it being too much of an issue. Especially if I have somebody else there that I can bounce off of, then it should be much easier. I'm thinking these will be maybe half an hour. Half an hour seems like a good amount of time. And that brings up the question, and I'm sure I've mentioned this on an earlier Kinokast prologue, or I haven't, because there haven't been that many, and I get sidetracked in my mind all the time. But I could very easily just, ask strangers, like, hey, would you be interested in being on my podcast, where I just record people and talk about them and what they and their ideologies and all that? That could be fun. I'm certain that there are some podcasts that do that, but of course it could be difficult interviewing complete strangers. I will start interviewing people that I know, and then I'll go from there. But with that being said, I think now is actually the perfect time to take a commercial break so I can go take care of a few things. So I'm going to be right back at ya, and you can enjoy this wonderful commercial for a place that does not pay me or sponsor me, and I'm only doing because I want to. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It will be amazing, and I hope you enjoy it. Hey, have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends? It's a game where you can raid Shadow Legends. Enjoy playing a few different classes, probably. If you download this game, you can guarantee you'll have downloaded this game. Play through a campaign mode, and, I'm sure you can probably play against other players, too. Just try to imagine the endless fun and joy you could be avoiding simply by playing this game. Don't miss your chance. It'll probably go offline soon due to lack of game. And we're back to the Kinokast. And my immediate thought that I want to get on the table right away, because, why not? I've been thinking a couple or a few times in the making of these podcasts, I've made a reference to the amount of time that I have reached. The problem there is that when I'm editing and adding in and taking things out, that time is going to be skewed, right? So I guess I should just stop mentioning time in my videos, or in my podcast prologues, obviously. Because when the final product is done, people are going to be like, hey, what the fuck? This dumbass said it's been 15 minutes when really it's been 16 and a half. Can he even read? And I would understand if you were to doubt my ability to read. But worry not, everything is fine. I guess all I gotta do is just, stop mentioning time so much, which is difficult. Because when you run out of things to talk about, one thing that you can easily fall on that can lead into other types of conversation is how long you've already been going. Although that's probably not a good idea and I shouldn't be doing that. But whatever. Now what I have to worry about and think about for a bit is, man, what am I going to do? I do believe, yes, what I'm recording right now will be edited and uploaded tonight. Which means that basically as soon as I'm done recording this prologue, I have to start editing it and then, put it through and all that. Which is fine. I'll get it done immediately because I have nothing else to do besides clean. And laundry and dishes. Okay, so I have a lot to do. But I did make a commitment, and I don't want to fall behind on that commitment. I want to be able to, keep up with this for a little while. At least keep up with it for 10 episodes, which following that I can actually, take a break, be it a week break or what have you. I don't know. I want to be able to say I'm going to do something and then just do it. Of course, I haven't actually told anybody besides the people listening to this, which at this point is actually just no one, which is fine. I don't actually care. But, I've always found that when I get an idea of something I want to do, and I want to do it, I'm like, hey guys, I just thought of this really cool thing I can do. I'm going to do all this work and get it done, and it's going to be amazing. And people are like, yeah, cool, sure, whatever, man. Because, words can be shallow. But then inevitably, of course, I always end up just not doing it or doing some of it and then just dropping it for one reason or another. Like Clementine, the quote-unquote comic I had been working on has been put on an unofficial pause because the person who I was going to work with just kind of ghosted me, so now I can only assume that he's off the project. He got probably overwhelmed or decided that it's not worth the time or that he can't do it, so he just wants to ignore me, which isn't very cool. I would have, at least appreciated him being like, hey, I can't do it, I'm not up to it, I'm sorry. And then I would have completely understood, because, even I'm not sure if I'm up to it. So I guess with Clementine, at least, it's just going to have to be a book. I'm just going to have to write it out as if it were a book. Get it out. Get a whole lot of stuff done with it. And then later on I can worry about whether or not it will ever be a comic. Because that's the thing, man. The thing that always trips me up is that I have an idea that I think is really cool and could be nice to work on. And then I give myself too high of a bar. And then after I've, given myself such a high set bar, I can't reach it. I get discouraged. I don't know what to do next. I lose motivation and then I just drop it, which has happened many times before. And I'm guessing, or I'm hoping, that this podcast Prologue, which will soon be a real podcast, will help me with that. Will help me with that. That's the plan. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. And with that, I will say that it's time to wrap up the Kinokast Prologue and say goodnight to all of you. It was a great time talking to you tonight, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. So, have a great night.